Hello, my name is Aidan Cisneros, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about 5G mobile network implementation. So to begin, I want to ask the audience if they remember in the time of 3G, logging into a website on a mobile device and going to an image only for it to get stuck, loading halfway, maybe like this image here. This was a very common thing in this time, and it stemmed from the data limitations of the 3G network. This is a limitation that has largely been solved today for the most part. However, limitations like this still occur all the time. One thing that will hopefully solve many of these limitations is 5G. So 5G stands to change the way that almost all of us interact with almost all internet-based services. So in order to really understand that impact, I want to go through the history of 5G and other mobile network development, obstacles currently impeding 5G development today, and just a few of the many benefits that 5G implementation will bring. So to begin, I want to talk a little bit about the development of mobile networks. So 5G represents the 5th generation of mobile network development. According to a 2021 article by Mohsen Attar, 1G, or the first mobile network, launched in 1981 and brought with it basic voice services for mobile devices. Subsequent generations included new features, such as, for example, in 2G, which brought with it faster data and support for instant messaging. From the time of 1G, speeds have increased exponentially, and more features have been added after every generation. Mobile broadband first came to 3G, for example, and today's 4G networks can support speeds of up to 100 megabytes per second. 5G is by far the newest and fastest of any mobile network that we've ever had. It can boast speeds between 1 to 10 gigabytes per second and ultra low latencies of 1 millisecond, lower even than human reactions. Despite now having access to 5G technology, there's still a number of obstacles that are impeding its practical applications. One of these, for example, is sheer size. According to a 2017 article by Aidan Cisneros, 7 billion people used 7 trillion wireless devices in 2017. This number will only increase in a 5G network, both in complexity and in sheer numbers. On the physical side of these problems, for example, is antenna placement. In that same article by Aidan Cisneros, they noted that very dense antenna placement will be necessary in order to ensure full coverage for such a complex and heterogeneous network as 5G. In addition to this, there's a lack of 5G capable devices on the market currently, and many people would not be able to fully realize the benefits of 5G without this. One last thing to note is something that has hit the news recently, and that is the radiation produced by 5G towers. According to a 2020 study by El Haj and Naus on radiation 5G deployment, the radiation produced by 5G towers is non-ionizing, meaning it is not particularly dangerous in most circumstances. However, it could potentially be harmful in direct contact due to overheating. It's also important to note that despite what certain news sources have claimed, there is no established relationship between 5G radiation, 5G towers, and the spread of COVID-19. So in spite of these many issues facing 5G implementation, there's still a very promising future to be had with 5G technology. 5G stands to change many industries. One of them, for example, is healthcare. According to that same article by Mohsen Attar, the low latency experienced by 5G will result in far more effective telemedicine and will allow doctors to save lives at a greater rate. In addition to this, wearable 5G devices will revolutionize the way doctors can collect data for medical studies and help them reach better conclusions and more effective conclusions. Another application of this 5G technology will be in smart grids and smart technologies in general. The complex info aggregation necessary for smart grids to be a reality will be allowed by 5G connectivity, thanks to its great bandwidth. One example of this, for example, would be smart water technologies, which is estimated that should it be implemented could save $12 billion annually. In total, the impact that 5G stands to have on our society cannot really be overestimated. All in all, 5G will greatly influence the way consumers utilize internet-based systems. From now that you know a little bit about its history, the challenges currently facing it, and the benefits of 5G, it is clear that almost everybody will benefit in some way from the myriad of benefits of 5G. At the very least, we hope that we will never have to return to endlessly loading images on websites on mobile devices. Thank you. And these are the cards.